Greetings people. I am really nervous doing this video because I have never done a instruction video on shall we say request. But this is Thralls Are Alive, and it is one of the most awesome mods I have ever encountered because it makes your entire base look so alive. Like the name says, it's going to make your thralls walk around and do things other than just standing in a spot and looking cool. So I'm going to try to show you what you need to do to get it all working. And just to make it harder on myself, I'm going to try to show you how to do the hardest part first. There are 3 things you can do with the thralls. They can patrol areas, they can hang out and socialize, and they can practice, as in training. And the socializing part is the difficult one. It seems to be the one that people have most problems with. So I'm going to start with that. And so there are a few things you're going to need before you can do anything of it. And one of them is of course getting thralls, and then you need to have an artisan station. And inside the artisan station you will want to make some things. The idle orders, they are used for the socializing, so I have one of those here. Those need to be used in conjunction with a social beacon, and they come in 2 variants, 2 versions. One is a barrel, that is, you know, a barrel, and you can put it in whatever suitable environment you may like. And the other one is a drinking horn, a little more discreet and maybe suitable for like inside somewhere or whatnot, a tavern likes. So I'm going to make a drinking horn, and apparently I need ivory for that. And yeah, that's the thing that is right here. So I actually made the wrong thing. Yeah, never mind. And then for the next thing, for the training, you are going to need a training beacon. So I'm going to make one of those. And then you need the beds, and the beds comes in a couple of appearances as well. You have the Stygian thrall bed, you have the regular thrall bed that looks like, you know, a sleeping bag, and I believe there's also, yes, folded thrall bed. Do not confuse these with the other beds because they look exactly like any Stygian bed, any sleepy roll or bedroll or any folded bed. But if you look at them in the admin sheet panel mod and spawn them that way, search for the word thrall in building parts and they should show up, because it will only work with these specific ones. They even have a double bed. And if you want to use regular beds, you can do that too. That is why we have this thing here, thrall pillow. That pillow can be placed on pretty much any furniture, including other custom beds, if you prefer that method. I've tried it and it actually works. But we'll do one thing at a time. So now we have a training beacon. And there are 3 things they can use for practicing. They can use the combat dolls, training dummy, and what do I need for that? Such. They can use archery targets, and they can use a grit carpet. This used to be a agility carpet, but with 3.0 a shitstorm turned out to happen for all the poor modders out there in the world, and I am blessed that the modders keep working on their stuff, updating it and making it all happen with a 3.0. So we're just gonna wait now for these things to get ready built, but we also need a few other things. Sticky order note, they are used to make an order of a patrol, and this patrol will then be able to okay, I'm apparently out of iron reinforcements, so I have to do this one. The sticky notes is used for patrols. And iron reinforcement. Let's grab a few of those. There we go. You can put these things inside their beds. Then that patrol will be available for that particular thrall. But there is a lot easier way to do it all and make it work for all of them. And for that you will need to build a officer's desk, or the officer's journal. It helps if I type this right. There we go. So you can use either an officer's journal, which is a small booklet that you can put anywhere, or you can get a fancy desk looking thing. I already have a desk put up in my castle here, so I'm going to be using that one. But first thing first. So now we have archery target and a mat. So I put them in what I need to do here. And then we need to make the sticky order. So I'm going to make another one of those. Actually, you get 5 of them, I guess. No, I only need 1 right now. And with that, we also need a patrol order. There we go. So there's the patrol order. And those 2, that's all you need, because patrol is a patrol. They're not related to any placeable objects. Alright, so now that we have all this done, let's go do the groundwork. So I'm going to start up with the social beacon. And as it is, I have a few valid places here. It's a bit of experiment to figure out what stuff you can use with these things, but since I have a drinking horn now, I'm going to go to the barracks where they are sleeping. I'm going to see if I can make it work here. It's been my experience that even though you can use just about any placeable thing, it seems to be easier if you use smaller items, because the thralls seem to be looking for the item first, and then they take their position. And what I mean by that is the following thing. So we're gonna have to put up a beacon first, and then we will need the idle order. And the beacon is a placeable thing, so I'm just gonna put it right here on the table. This one is small and handy, and you can put it anywhere. Now this green globe will show you the range of items that you can use. This range can be adjusted, so we're gonna do that, because I want a bigger range. So I'm holding the E key, and then I see currently attract places, but that is okay for now because we're going to do this. We have 3 sizes of these things, and the large one, it is absolutely huge. So I'm actually going to use that one. I don't plan to put more than 1 social beacon here. Now 8 places show up, but that is going to change soon, because the next thing we need to do now is we're going to open it up. And we are going to lock the idle order. We're going to bind it to this particular social beacon by putting it inside. Social beacons small is now linked to idle. Okay, so we know that. Good, good, good. Now I take it back and I put it down in my hotkey, my hotbar, because what we're going to do next is a little bit interesting. I'm going to try this one first. So I'm pointing at the chair, the stool, and as seen, I have the social, the idle order is on my number 1 key. So I'm going to point at the chair and hit the number 1 key. UI will open in 3, 2, 1, and there it goes. Now that counter, you can use that countdown thing to place yourself in a better position. I'm going to demonstrate that as well. So I'm going to do this again, because I need to see a little bit more of the area. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And the reason I'm doing this is because now we are going to set the position. Now, and there's going to be an arrow somewhere. So I'm going to start spinning. There it is. This arrow will give an indication of where the thrall is going to place him or herself in relation to that stool. Okay? So that is what you do with this thing. And I'm also going to want her to face, for example, this way. And I'm going to see if I can get this a little bit better, maybe like that, something. I'm going to increase the distance a little bit because collision boxes and placeables are usually messy. And I'm going to have her look in this direction because I'm going to make another one in a minute. Now you got 3 emotes here that you can connect to this particular stool. So I'm going to put in, let's say, where do we have it here? I tend to like to use these things, like talking, maybe ponder, and another talk thingy. And they will do these in cycle. So the idea is that this thrall will do the first conversation thingy, and then stand pondering for a while, and then do the second conversation animation. And this is the important thing now. You can do this, save for all. That means that all 8 placeables that the beacon found will be used at the same time with the same setting, and they will all be facing at the direction where this arrow is pointing. So yeah, but I don't want to do that because I like to have them look like they are talking to each other. So instead I'm going to do this one, save unique. There we go. Currently unique emotes count 1, save successful. Alright, done. Now let's do it again. So I'm still having the idle order in the number 1 key. I'm just going to pick another chair, like this one. And then I'm going to back out. There comes the UI. Now here's the arrow. So we're going to move this arrow like this. Maybe a little bit closer. And of course, from here, the thrall needs to be facing the other thrall. So something kind of like this. Maybe a little bit further back. There's a lot of experimenting with these things, and you can always redo these things by clicking remove unique. Then it will clear that particular stall, and you can redo it. So if the positions don't seem to work well, maybe they get on top of the chairs and stand on top of them, or some weird stuff like that. That is the thing you can do then with this remove, and then simply redo it. So maybe something like this. And here I'm going to do the exact opposite. So I'm going to use ponder. And a conversation emote, and another ponder. This list of emotes is pretty darn long, but Cashfire, who made this mod, has informed me, and I have also noticed it by trial and error, it doesn't always work. Some of these emotes just don't work for some reason, and they will just stand there with their standard idle thingy. So I'm going to do another save unique here. There we go. So now I have 2 emotes to this particular thing, and they're both connected to this one social beacon. So now I'm going to get out of here, and just so I know where I have things, I am now going to put this beacon inside here and leave it there, because I might get the idea to add more places or redo things or whatnot, but we at least have a social beacon now. This is Ellie. And her bed is right now this one. When I bind a thrall to a bed, I tend to name the bed after the thrall, because they can get killed in action. And when you have a whole regiment of thralls and somebody dies, it might be easier to know which bed you can reuse by having their names. So she has already been bound to this bed. Now I'm gonna get 2 more. We're gonna get Miss Katie, and she's gonna have her own bed. I'm gonna put her here. I'm holding the E key, leadership, assignment, assign bed, and there should be a message now coming on top right there. Katie assigned successfully. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to go back 1 step, and I'm going to rename this bed. Katie. There you go, girl. Alright, she has her bed. Now I can simply tell her to stop following me, or I can put her back on her post. Now we're gonna grab her brother. Kurt is now following me. And Kurt also needs his own bed. So I'm thinking he might want this one, close to the wine bottles. Leadership, assignment, assign bed, and now let's see. Blip, Kurt assigned successfully. Awesome. Back 1 step, rename it. And this will be Kurt's place. There we go. So they have now their own beds. Now I'm going to put him back. Come here, buddy. There we go. Now, next step. I'm going to do the training area. And the same thing goes. The training area has a beacon that looks like a flag. So I'm trying to figure out here what is the smartest place to put it on. Let's see, I could have two of the items right outside the barracks here. So yeah, why not? We're gonna use the barracks. So now I want to move these things down here. First of all, a training beacon. And then I want the dummy, the archery target, and the carpet. I'm going to put down the things first. So I'm going to start with the combat dummy. I'm going to put it here maybe, by the wall. There's a little green arrow there indicating where the thrall is going to be facing it from. So this should be okay. And then I'm going to grab the archery target. And I'm going to put that one, sure, why not, with the tree here. And then we also have a agility carpet. That one we might find a little bit of a softer spot for, so let's see. Maybe out here? With the 3.0 I have noticed that it is a little bit difficult to sometimes see things because all we get are these green things. But I'm gonna put it right here, I think, in the grass. There we go. Now I'm going to go to the flag post. And I'm gonna put it, sure, why not, right by the barracks. That should be okay. And there's the green globe. Now see, the globe doesn't quite reach all the way out to where I put the mat, right? So we want to fix that. So I'm going to hold E on the training beacon, initialize, and I'm going to increase the range of it. And then I also want to see where it goes. Still not long enough, so we're going to have to use the biggest one. The biggest one is so big, it's even hard to see it. And now, if I remember, there used to be a way to actually show it. Yeah, toggle sphere. There we go. Ah, there it is. See how big that thing is? That is a lot better. So this should more than well go far and away about the carpet. Yes, it does. So now we have an enormous area where we can put placeables in. That'll work. That'll work. Alrighty. We can turn off this thing. There we go. Now to the easiest part. Alright, so the patrols. The patrols are super easy, to be honest. All you need is the sticky note on the wall somewhere, and I'm gonna fix that later on. But first we're gonna fix the patrol itself. And it's ridiculously easy. First, the first thing you do is, where does the patrol start? Alright, so we're gonna have a simple patrol that goes from just outside the court. Let's say here. Now I have the order. The patrol order is on my number 1 key. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna face this way, because that's what the thrall is gonna do. And this is where it starts. So I'm hitting number 1. And it says new point added, number of patrol points. Alright. Now these patrol points, they are a little tricky. When a thrall goes from one patrol point to another, they will do it walking. Not running, not jogging, but walking. And there's a timer on these guys. I think it's somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds. And if they don't reach the next waypoint within that time, they're going to give up on it and return to the previous, or look for the next one. I'm not sure. So I tend to keep my waypoints pretty close to one another. So if I have the number 1 here, I can actually go walking myself and see what happens. This should be okay. So here I'm going to put the next one. I'm just hitting number 1 key, and now I have patrol point 2, and I'm going this direction for a purpose. And I need to tell you guys that when you are planning a patrol. Think of your thralls as if they were like 50% or even twice as big as they are visually seen on the screen. Their collision boxes is bigger than they are. So if you want to go to like stairs, like I'm about to do, or through doorways, think of them as being twice the size. Doors is something that thralls cannot open. They can pass through doorways, but there are a few doorways in certain DLCs where they can't get through at all because they're too narrow. So the best thing is to avoid the doors completely. And if you want to use stairs, like I'm about to do, it is the safest bet to use double stairs, double wide. So I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to walk down here. I'm going to go right to the center, and maybe she wants to look that way. Now I'm going to hit the key again. So now I have number 3. 4. 5. And 6. Now, here's the tricky thing that I think a lot of people might not know about. You could settle for this one, and the thrall will attempt to get back to point number 1. But because I just went through a spiral staircase, it's going to be a challenge for the somewhat limited thrall AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another bunch of points that goes back up, just to make sure that the thrall knows where it is easiest to get up. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to hit number 1 again. 7. 8. 9. 10. But here it is okay now, because from 10 they will start looking for point number 1, and point number 1 is just a little bit away here, so that should work. Alrighty, let's do the fun stuff. We have the patrol order ready, so I'm gonna go to my office, and the office is in the form of either a officer's desk or an officer's journal. It's either which one you prefer. Me, I like the desk because it kind of looks cool. So here I have my desk. Now I am going to need one more thing for the patrol, and that is a sticky order. So I'm going to grab the sticky order. I'm going to put it here so I can place it on the wall. And I got a space right behind me, so I'm going to put it right here. Plop. And then I'm going to open it. And I'm going to name this specific order, this patrol. I'm going to call it the outside. Simple as that. And here I'm going to put in the patrol orders that I just made. Plop. And that should be it. Alrighty. Now let's see how we work with the thralls, right? So we're going to take on the boss chair now. I'm using that thing just because it looks kind of cool when she sits in it. And let's see, not assigned. What is the problem here? We need to initiate. Maybe we need to initialize it. Could be. Darn it. There we go. Initialize. And we're going to use the largest one. Let's see if she finds one. Yeah, 11. 11 thrall beds found. And that sounds about right, because I think I did put 11 of them in the barracks. So let's try this again. Ta-da! Here they are. And now we do have a whole bunch of empty beds. Yes. But somewhere, there we go. There's Ellie, there's Kurt, and there's Katie. Alright, so we're going to start with Ellie. I'm going to hit the magnifying glass on her. And this will give me the options to choose what she is going to do on her time and with her time. So the training beacon, I'm going to click here, and there goes the training spot, right? Training beacon, training spot. I believe that those are pretty much the same thing, but I'm going to take the training beacon. I should have renamed it. I forgot that. I'm sorry. And then I'm going to go apply. Idle social beacon. I should have renamed this one as well, but I only have one now, so it's okay. Apply. And now there's 2 orders here. I did one patrol order previously, which is inside the castle here, but I'm going to use the outside one now. Apply. And this shows me that it is the correct one. Checkpoints 10. Okay, so now we have 3 periods on a 24-hour day, and this is Conan time, not real time. So we have nighttime, daytime, and evening, right? So in the nighttime she might want to get some sleep, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But in the daytime she needs to do the patrolling, yes. Now in the evening I can choose here. I can have her do either training or idling, so I'm gonna put her on idling just because. And that's all I need to do. Now I'm going to do the same thing with Kurt. He will also be sleeping at night, and he will be doing the, let's see what he actually wants to do. He's got the training beacon. He has the social beacon. But I'm going to give him the other one that I made inside the castle, which has 7 checkpoints. So he's going to do the patrol inside. And my server is about to reboot. That's okay. We have time. So he will be patrolling the inside of the castle, and in the evening let's put him on training. Then we have Katie. She also wants the training beacon because I currently have only one. And the social beacon, same thing. There's only one at the moment, and I'm wanting her to do the outside patrol as well. But we're going to shift things around a little bit. So let's say Ellie is doing the daytime on the patrol outside. So Katie, she might want to do the evening time. And during the day, I might go ahead and put her... Actually, we'll do the other way around. We'll do the other way around. Katie, you're going to do the inside patrol. 7. And she will be idling. This should make it so that Katie and Ellie, they go to the same place on the same time. Whilst Kurt here, we're gonna switch his things around. He will be doing training on the day and the patrol in the evening. There we go. That should do it. So, and we now have evening time, so they're all about to do something. So let's go see if they are doing it. Ellie is apparently going somewhere. Not sure where. Kurt is doing his thing. He's already up here and he has spotted something, probably one of those nasty hyenas down there. I might have to change his attack range, his attack distance. So let's see if you can find the other girls now. Nobody has found this place yet, so I'm guessing the passing is a bit awkward. She's standing here for some reason. Don't want you to do that, girl. Let's go put you somewhere. I may have to move this wheel of pain. She's still heading that direction. So we have a passing issue. Something is making it difficult for her to reach the place where she's supposed to go. And the other girl I cannot even see at the moment. I don't even know where she's at. But there's definitely a passing problem here. So I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Either that, or I need to make sure that I actually have the correct... Oh, she's over here. Ah, well, let's see if I made a bad decision here. So to be on the safe side, I'm going to rename this one Social Beacon, and I'm going to call it the Barracks. that CK? Maybe it is. There we go. So we have a new name for it. Let's see if I got that stuff right. I might have chosen the wrong thing. They can actually do socializing on their own by picking random workstations. But we don't want them to do that. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing because she's coming up here now. So she's gonna go talk to one of these thralls here. So it will actually auto-select an idling place for them. So I have obviously picked the wrong thing for them. So Ellie, the barracks. Thank you very much. And she still has her thing here, and she still has the training beacon, which I probably should have fixed a name for when I was out there. And we're gonna do Ellie, and we're gonna do Katie. The barracks, she's got the right one now. Now let's see what they do. Oh, she just turned around. I'm gonna help her speed up a little bit. Follow me, girl. It might actually be nighttime now, so she may want to go to bed. Yeah. I picked a bad time for making this video, didn't I? Where'd she go? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is... there she is. This is a typical thing that happens when you're trying to make a tutorial video. And I believe we have nighttime. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. They are all going to bed. Yep. I'm going to pause the video here and see what happens when it becomes daytime again. Well, while they were sleeping, I got me some coffee. So, it just turned morning, and they're up and moving about. And this lady here, she is now doing her emote. Now we're just waiting for her friend. Wherever she went. Kurt is out here doing his training.
Soon my teeth will
yes, that is a glitch, using a bow on a melee training dummy. But yeah. It appears she has been stuck over here. So I'm thinking, because I had a server reboot and a mod update, which included a validate and all that jazz, I'm gonna go check these guys again. Like I said, a lot of experimenting before everything works as intended. She's got the boot camp as a training. Barracks. And the outside. Alrighty. Ooh, somebody's missing here. What happened? Oh, there she is. Well, I don't know why they moved, but in the list. Okay, Mr. Kurt. He's got his stuff. Barracks. Boot camp. And Katie. Okay. So let's try this then. Now it is supposed to be this way, that Katie and Ellie are supposed to be idling. They're supposed to be hanging out and in the barracks. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to stop time. Where is it? Where is the stop time thingy? There used to be a stop time thingy. There it is. Just so they don't goof around when I'm trying to demonstrate things. Something is not working right with this. I may have to try something else with the idling, because they are running off too far. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to decrease the range of this thing. It would be better if it only find the two I have made, like these two. There we go. Now let's see what happens. Oops. Here comes one of them. Because of the idling doing what it was doing right now, I suppose in a way it was a good thing that things got messed up here. This will show you some of the complications that can happen. Because I had such a huge range on the social beacon, they did still recognize all the different workbenches around in the castle and whatnot. And so they were randomly picking any of those things, walking around talking to the worker thralls, when I wanted them to do this. Now, there's the one chair that I set up to have her face in that direction, and she's doing the talking emotes. And here is the other chair now, facing the opposite direction, and so the end result is that they look like they are having a nice little conversation. Excellent. So, range is a thing for the social beacons. If you really want to restrict the thralls to very specific items, make sure that you decrease the range on that social beacon so it only includes those unique save items, such as I had to do here now. So the girls are doing exactly what they are supposed to do now. And this works this way, that they are now occasionally going to switch places with each other. And so if you have more than one thrall, you may want to use more than one object. So 2 thralls use 2 objects, 4 thralls use 4 objects, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, if there isn't enough objects, one or more of the thralls will just kind of try to get room with one of the occupied ones, and it looks really weird. So yes. Same goes for the training. The more thralls you have, the more training things you want to put up if they are training at the same time, simultaneously. Now he is the only one doing training here right now, so it doesn't matter, but he's got 3 options. And then there was the patrols. So what I'm going to do now, since I have frozen time, I'm going to switch them over to their patrols, and we will see what happens. I'm especially curious about the one that goes down the stairs. So I'm going to change these now. So we go to Ellie and Katie. They will do the opposite things now. So all I do here is switch them around. I have already saved their positions where they are supposed to go, so that should all be good. And I'm going to tell him to do his patrol, and then he can go training in the evening. And because I have stopped time, this should now mean that they are immediately going to do their new orders. Here comes Kurt. And he should be going to the inside of the castle, and the patrol I have made for them here is up the stairs, up on the tower, over the gate, and down these stairs. But the other way around, as you can see. So he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Let's see how these girls are doing with the stairs. Well, it's working. She has spotted something. So I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to go into her AI, and I'm going to change her attack distance to something more reasonable. Let's say 30 instead of 50. And she has already engaged the hyena. And this is the cool part with the patrols. They will run around and kill stuff that gets within their attack range. So she is here now defending the castle and the stairs going up to it. This is why I wanted 2 of them patrol at the same time. Because they do take damage, obviously. And as soon as she has finished off the hyena, she will return to the last point where she was before she spotted the hyena, and she will continue her patrol from there. So she's going back up now. And there comes her little friend going down. So they're going to stand here for a second or two before going to the next waypoint. So everything seems to be working now. And I'm sorry if this video is a little bit long and tedious. I'm not accustomed to doing these kind of tutorials, but I was asked by Cashfire to do it, so I hope it was of some use for you guys. And enjoy the game.